Hello guys, welcome back to my third tutorial with loose florals, and in this video I will be using dagger brush again, the only brush for the whole painting. This is real-time tutorial without any montage. Please ask any questions. If it was helpful, give it a like, subscribe for more videos, check out my Patreon for exclusive tutorials, and check all the details in the description for the supplies and more, and enjoy creating. I'm using my dagger brush again, ultramarine blue. About half pigment, half water. And I'm just gonna play with my brush. Using side of it, pressing, pulling in, using tip, pulling in. Now just wiggling with tip of the brush, leaving some white areas. 1, 2, 3. It's my fourth petal. Tip the brush, playing, just trying to make one simple line here. Now I'm just playing, wiggling, maybe fix. Okay, let's use green on this sea green, and I already had my perling green here. And I'm just gonna use tip of my brush and make those fine strokes, abstractish. Press it down, wiggle, press it with the tip, and just let it naturally create something beautiful. So I'm not putting lots of brush strokes here. I'm just doing one and letting watercolor create its natural magic. Okay, let's do some washes here. So I have some yellowish. Just do some yellowish greenish washes. Probably add a little bit of the petal here. Make it a little darker in the middle, leaving that white, creating veins, a couple of lines inside of petals, not rubbing, just lightly touching paper, tapping on paper towel, and just doing some washes. Let's add a little bit of purple. So I'm using my pink, dropping into my blue, and just see how I lightly tap it without rubbing, without moving too much. Okay, let's get the dark green and some burnt amber, more of perling green. I have that nice brownish color, just using tip of my brush and just creating the stems. Okay, let's paint another flower. I'm gonna take ultramarine and just tap tip of the brush, side of it, just create some free flowing petals. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's add a little bit of pink. 5. Now I'm gonna clean my brush, tap on paper towel, and just soften some edges. Maybe add another stroke here. Tap in the middle. Just intuitively, 1, 2, yeah, 3 petals. Maybe some drier. Wash it again and loosen up. Okay, let's play with greens. Okay, I'm thinking we need another flower here for better composition. So I'm taking ultramarine and opera rose and just gonna create another flower here. Side of my brush, tip, drag it, tip. Okay, more ultramarine toward the center. Another petal. Okay, now let's loosen up a little bit. I don't like the shape of this one. I should have left some more white, so I'll just try to lift it with paper towel. Now again with ultramarine blue. Creamy color. Dropping some darker blues. Have a nice wash here. Okay, green. Let's add some loose greens and maybe swirly, wiggly stems around. I would like to add some yellowish, olive greenish. Yeah, I like that with my blue. Tap it, just playing around. Okay, let's add more purple. Some taps towards the center. And that one, so it's still damp. I'm just letting it bleed in some areas. Harder, softer edges. Okay, I want to play with more greens. Just tip of my brush, smudging. I'd like to add more olive green, yellowish. Okay, and maybe add a few washes with my wet brush, and I would actually do splatters too. Create some textures. I'll do with purple. Now I'm gonna clean my brush and just lift some. So I'll do with yellow. Beautiful. do some washes. In some areas I'm just lifting and softening. I feel I want to add more greenery here, more leaves, loose, and that area, if you find wiggly strokes. And I would like to add some in the center, some darker like dabs with indigo, and on this one and that one. And it's looking, I'm happy with that. Some olive green. So adding different shade of green. You just look at your painting where you have just one color, add another shade to make it look more interesting. And now it needs some warm color. I'm gonna go with burnt sienna and just add some brownish to my stems. If it's too wet, I'll just tap off paper towel. Need something here, can do some washes. Let me think. I want this flower to stand out a little, so I'm gonna do like negative painting around. Gonna add a couple of leaves. So if your flower, for example, light, you can go with darker shade around to create the negative effect. So I don't go around the whole flower, I just do in some petals, around some petals. So you see this area, how I created that negative painting around it. And same here, I have in this part of the flower darker negative painting. Let's add a little bit of yellow here, yellowish green. And I will drop in some splatters. Oh, that's pretty. When it will dry, it will give very interesting texture. And now it's very important to stop. I would like to fix the shape of the petals on this one a little bit. It's like too perfect, too kind of childish looking, so maybe I'm gonna soften some. Yeah, make it more loose. And vary the petal sizes and shapes and angle. Just dropping some the edges, more towards the center. Couple of veins. Not overdo it. It's so important not overdo it. Dab in some on these and few strokes. Okay, I'd like to lift. Okay, with a piece of paper towel, I'm just gonna lift in some places while it's still wet. Okay, let's add a little bit of green here. Some interesting lines. So I'm just stopping, wiggling, pulling, and kind of loose leaf here. Don't overwork it. Don't overwork it. A couple of darker. Boom. It's too wet. Okay. Oh yeah, I like it. I like those interesting lines. And now the darkest value, I'm adding few accents. So, and with the brownish. I think that's enough. And here are my loose florals in 15, 17 minutes. Using my dagger brush. Yeah, I have some whites. I have really contrasty dark blues and greens. So I have everything here. And I will add a few splatters with white gouache on my darkest green. And when it will dry, it will create beautiful texture. Okay, this is it. Okay, just a couple of brush strokes with white gouache to complete. Now I took my Holbein 295 blue and would like to splatter and a couple of dabs in my greenery. Okay, let's go with and go and add a couple of stylized lines. Dab, dabs. I'm using side of my brush and just creating a few interesting spots. Okay, not overdo it, don't overdo it. Stop, stop. I took my small number 1 brush, white gouache, and just gonna add a few white dots. I'm varying them in size. So right on top of my black, just in one area. So I'm not doing the whole circle. And a few white gouache, interesting lines. Okay, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about this brush. And please comment with your suggestion on the future flower. Thank you again and have a wonderful day.